No way.
Is this practical?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Do it! Do it!
This is Active TV and we are starting a new series. It's called HOWDUNNIT. Ryan has done research.
I have 3 clips that I'm going to show the team. I want you guys to guess how they done it. Get it? How done it?
So if you watch a murder mystery film, it's often known as a
HOWDUNNIT.
whodunit.
Oh!
Because someone got killed, then the cops come, then there's investigation, and they're like, who done it? And so that's the slang term for like a murder mystery. So we decided, how done it?
These 3 clips that I'm going to show you guys are all done practically. So I'm going to show you guys what it is, and then I'm going to let you guys guess, and then I'm going to show you guys how done it. The year is 2008. The clip is from Iron Man.
Oh!
Here we go.
This is practical.
Is that a wire? Oh!
Looking at, okay. I'd say his shoulder looks weird on my right. It feels like he's standing. Like somehow he's standing straight and
Robert Downey Jr.'s head is his head.
Yes.
But then the body is a prosthetic, and then he was like under the table actually, and then the prosthetic body with the hole, and so she was working with a prosthetic body, like a dummy, and then his head is connected via prosthetics or whatever,
Shall we reveal?
How done it?
I see. You're kidding me!
It looks so weird.
How did they join his... Oh,
It's
glue! I see
prosthetics.
glue! I see glue though.
No, it's prosthetics.
But how did they attach it to him?
Like they attach other skin on your face when you're a zombie. That's so weird though. He has 2 legs. 2 sets of legs. The fact that they did it practically is actually very cool.
Yes.
Because I thought it was CG.
CG. The next clip is from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah!
Now, as you guys would know, that there was Gandalf, which he was a wizard.
Yes.
He was quite tall, and there were the hobbits, which were quite short. If you look at the size of the items that they react with, so if you look at Gandalf reacting with the hobbit stuff, they're a bit smaller. But then if you also look at the size between the 2, you would have to match the 2 together. The actors are actually similar sizes in real life.
The short people?
The hobbits.
Yes, they're on their knees.
They'd have knee insurance after they were filming.
Push those things.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
this is
I'm
too
lost.
good.
Notice the arms as well. So even if they were on their knees, can you see how Gandalf's arms look a lot bigger?
But his face also looks big.
Yeah.
I'm confused though, because like I know how they did a lot of these sequences was depth perception. So you know how when someone's further away from the lens they appear shorter, and when someone's closer they appear taller. However, in the beginning at the door you literally have they swapped position and their height stayed the same. So like that. But I know with the table, the table wasn't a normal table. They actually built it in such a way that the hobbits would be at a certain spot and then Gandalf at a second spot. But then also with the hobbits, I know that Gandalf, so Ian McKellen, the actor, did green screen. So they filmed the hobbits at the location, the Shire, and then they filmed Gandalf on a green screen, but he didn't enjoy that because he had to film by himself. But that was the hobbits. Obviously that was Lord of the Rings was before, and obviously the CG technology wasn't as amazing as it is today. I'm interested to see how they did it.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a moving
What
camera.
we've done with some of our forced perspective shots is be able to move the camera for the first time. That they were always techniques that required the camera to be locked off, because once you
So you guys notice how his chair's made a lot bigger, so that it adds to the forced
in the shot
perspective.
where Frodo is pouring tea for
there's the
Gandalf at
table.
the table. And the camera kind of crabs past from one side of the table to the other side. And in that instance, Ian McKellen was actually sitting on a dolly that was actually moving him slightly on a small-scale table with small-scale props. And it was not too far from a full-size table, a Frodo-size table with larger Frodo-size props. Through camera, at one end of the move, everything lines up. When you move to the other end of the track, everything still lines up because that smaller table and Ian McKellen on that other dolly has moved slightly.
You know I like this because I feel like with The Hobbit they went the lazy option and it ends up affecting the actors. Because now the actor has to act by himself on a green screen. Whereas here, they were all acting with one another. CG sometimes irritates me because people just opt for the easy way out.
My last and final piece is a challenge because it is the year 1977.
Ooh!
The
I
only
was not born.
There's only 3 computers that existed around this time. It was the Apple II, the PET 2001, and the TRS-80. Just to give you some specs of these computers was the Apple II because it had the best specs. It was an 8-bit computer, alright? Your phone, if you pull out your phone, is a 64-bit computer. So that gives you a bit more perspective. Also, it was a 1 megahertz CPU. If you pull out your phone, you're looking at 2000 megahertz. And there was only 140 kilobytes of storage.
No way. It's a picture.
And if you pull it, it's not even a picture.
It's not even a picture. It's a very bad picture. It's this picture.
Alright, and the movie that I'm talking about was the beginning of VFX. And they pulled it off practically because it's ILM.
Yeah!
And so the challenge was, how do you pull off
Star Wars, right?
Star Wars?
What?
In the 1970s. Is this VFX? No, practical.
It's all practical effects.
Oh my goodness.
So have a look at some of the shots.
This is practical.
This is all practical.
This is insane. What?
And listen to the sounds as well.
The ships.
In my opinion, it's miniatures. So like they've built miniatures of everything. And then, although the background is like that, because obviously it wasn't green screen, right? It wasn't green screen. So
how do you chroma key something?
that's the thing without a computer. So I don't know if they created like a background, but then also what I think they did was, I know with film, couldn't you transfer stuff onto film?
But the thing about film is that once you've exposed light to it,
It's done.
it's done. You cannot.
Yeah. So Steven Spielberg, in his first like early films, he would, for the gunshots,
Yes.
he'd cause flashes to happen as like the gunshot effect. But he specifically did something to the film itself.
You would do some physical
Yeah.
alterations to the film.
To the film so that it gave
Yes.
that. So that's my best bet, is the physical alterations to the film as well as miniatures.
Yes. Anybody else?
I say miniatures. And then for the background, bigger miniatures.
Ah!
Yes.
Wow, Altavo, nice.
So how many of you guys know about when you create mats over something? It's you basically lining off an area. It's either white or black. If it's white, it's an area that is opaque. So in other words, that's the area where you're going to see something. And then black is, it's basically like an alpha. So they were able to do that with film by creating a matte stock. So in other words, that matte stock only exposed the area of the film where they wanted to expose it, leaving the other part of the film transparent. Which means that you can then run that film through a background. Right? And yes, this is like the grandfather of visual effects.
Great grandfather.
To talk about doing something that's never been done before.
Yeah, doing something literally for the first time. That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's sad though, because it also shows how like the film industry has become lazy in most cases, and like people aren't willing to do that, and as a result, we're not like tapping into anything like new, like anything.
Maybe
like,
that's why we're just making superheroes now.
Yeah.
Superhero movies.
Like the video, subscribe, comment, and if there's anything that you want us to figure out how they did it, then you can comment down below, and yeah, we will do it in our next video.
If you feel like you're missing out by not subscribing, well, subscribe so that you won't miss out.
In the wise words of a wise man.